You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible.
Hey, folks, you might recall when American Airlines had to apologize to Tamika Mallory, the activist, for being thrown off of an airplane that led to the NAACP asking black folks not to have caution flying American Airlines. You might remember we were at their national convention last year in San Antonio where the CEO of American Airlines came there to apologize and to announce the training that all American Airlines employees are going to go through. Well, now they have another issue. The black woman, a doctor from Houston, was flying, and a couple of flight attendants felt that her attire was improper. They actually asked her to cover up. She took photos of her attire. Folks got a chance to see it. As a result, American Airlines has since apologized to her. Joining us right now is Dr. Tisha Rowe. Doctor, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Glad to have you on the show. American Airlines was supposed to take all their employees through sensitivity training, but here we have more African Americans like yourself who are complaining about, again, being pulled off by flight attendants. Were you shocked to have these flight attendants question your attire?
I was shocked. I was insulted. I was confused. There was absolutely nothing hanging out. I looked at myself front and back in the restroom just prior to boarding the flight, and I had no issue with my attire.
And so did they give you something to cover up, or were you eventually allowed onto the plane wearing what you wore?
I had to cover up with a blanket in order to board the plane.
And I assume that was extremely embarrassing to you, having to walk on the plane with a blanket around you. And you're probably looking at other passengers saying, why did she have to cover up?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. I was humiliated. I spoke to another passenger who was also traveling with her child, different body type. She was much thinner than I was. And she looked at my outfit and said, wow, your shorts are longer than mine. They didn't say anything to me.
Do you believe that, again, to your point about body type, that black women being and you have, first of all, two flight attendants, were they both white?
No, they were black. Both flight attendants were black. I've gotten that question.
So two black women, So two black flight attendants question your attire.
Absolutely. And we don't know where the question came from. Did it come from the pilot who was Caucasian? Did the complaint come from a Caucasian passenger? So I think a lot of people want to focus on the race of the flight attendants, which is irrelevant because you have discrimination even within our own communities. If someone's working at a country club and they happen to be African American, do they treat all of the African American customers the same as the white? Not necessarily. I mean, how did we as slaves get here?
So the flight attendants never told you where the complaint originated from?
Never even told me that there was a complaint, to be honest. What they said was, do you have a jacket? And if we want to just assume my attire was inappropriate, which it absolutely was not. Let's say it was inappropriate in their eyes. The way they treated me as a customer, irrespective of my attire, was as if I had, as so many people assume, rode on a buddy pass, that I was begging for a free ride. They were cold. They were hostile. They were demeaning. God forbid someone is actually inappropriate, you still would not treat them that way. So racism was at play, sexism was at play. It was just horrible.
So, Dr. Rowe, American Airlines apologized to you. What more did they say they're going to do?
They have said they're going to refund me, which is interesting because I've gotten over and over again, have you been refunded? Have you been refunded? And, based on the questions, I kept checking my bank account looking for this refund. The Washington Post told me that American Airlines told them a refund was issued on July 1st, which would have been the day following my flight. And I received today a check dated July 10th. So there's definitely some discrepancy there, a check that will not be cashed.
Well, certainly American Airlines has some answers that they need to give, and also those flight attendants should also be stating where this complaint originated from, because if it came from them, they got some questions to answer. If it came from a passenger or the pilot, they too have some questions to answer as well. Dr. Rowe, we're certainly glad you could join us to share your experience with this flight, and hopefully this will lead to some changes with American Airlines.
Definitely hope so.
All right. Dr. Tisha Rowe, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Have a nice night.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. MarijuanaStock.org is another great investment opportunity. If you were lucky enough to invest in their last crowdfunding campaign, you, of course, now know that those folks are invested in a publicly traded company. They raised a ton of money in a few months investing in legal marijuana farms. Now, of course, they have a new investment opportunity, which is as good or if not even better. I'm talking about industrial hemp CBD. For those who don't know, the hemp plant is the cousin to marijuana with a much higher concentration of CBD, which means hemp CBD gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Now, until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the U.S. and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, the 2018 Farm Bill changed all of that, making it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S. and creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. They need land to grow all the plants, which makes for an incredible investment opportunity. And that's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is real simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to high-paying tenants. That's right. They are hemp CBD landlords. And you can get in on the action. You can invest in the crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200 up to $10,000. Like I said, you may not want to miss out this opportunity. Go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org to get in the game and to do it now. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.